What's happening, stream? What's happening? So New York session's gonna open in about 3 minutes. Let's see what the market has for us this afternoon. See if we can get into some trades, some entries. Let's take a look at the dollar. Dollar is still coming down. How's my frame rate looking like, guys? Can you guys hear me good? Is my camera good? Alright. How we all doing? Alright, cool. So, what do we have today? We've got the dollar dropping. Just gonna share this link. Da, 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 da. How's everyone doing today? You guys good? Alright, let's take a look at the charts. See what's likely to happen for today. Alright, cool. So currently looking at gold, as usual. Currently looking at gold's price action. Was obviously able to see some of these buys forming from the beginning of London session. Okay, I'm trying to see if gold wants to give us a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a push. This does have space to continue dropping down lower. Obviously, 4 hour, you can see we've got a massive imbalance there. On the 8 hour, we've also got that imbalance there as well. On the daily, we do have a lot of upside potential, and to be honest, this is mainly a next week move. I do believe next week we're going to get some real nice moves for gold, at least to push up. It might not necessarily break the all-time highs, but it can definitely be a move to give us a push. So right now, just anticipating what the dollar wants to do. Okay, just taking a look at what the dollar wants to do. If it's going to give us a move or not. Okay. Alright, so if you guys have any pairs that you want me to have a look at, break down, analyze, we can go through that as well for you. Okay, if you want chart analysis, you can drop it inside of the chat box. When I see it, I will break down your pair for you. So we're about 2 minutes into New York session open. Okay, now off the bat, realistically for the dollar, we've got this area here for the dollar. Let's see how price reacts if we get down to that area. Because it is Friday, I'm anticipating how that weekly candle is going to close for, pretty much most of our pairs. All right, we do have a lower high, lower low, a potential lower high forming to then come down, create another lower low. We have retraced quite deep for the dollar, so let's just take a look at that and see how we can play around with that potential setup. EU is pushing up for the time being. Okay, ideally I did want to see EU drop down a lot lower than what it has, but it is what it is. Cool. How's my audio levels, guys? Let me know what my audio levels is like. All right. I'm gonna check FX my FX books calendar, economic calendar, and see if there's anything highly probable happening for the rest of today. In terms of high impact news, anyways, let's just take a look at that and see if there's anything available. But to be honest, I'm not really expecting much for the rest of today. Very, very low volume. So today we do have durable goods order for the dollar coming out at 130. So we'll see if that definitely impacts gold. And we have Michigan consumer sentiment coming out at 3 p.m. So in a couple of hours, we should get that in 2 hours ish. We've had retail sales come up for the pound. Okay, early doors this morning. So let's take a look at GU and see how that's affected price. Not really much. That news came out early on. I think it's around 7:30. Yeah, 7 o'clock actually. There's the wick to the downside. We've reversed off the back of that. So price is not really in a rush to head to anywhere. Now I am still bearish on GU. I still want to see some shorts from GU. I may potentially play this candle here for a trade setup for a sell. Okay, we can potentially have a 25 pip stop. Profit level 250. Potentially have a 25 pip stop. If we breach these highs, then so be it. Then we're most likely also gonna breach these highs up above here. So I'm gonna set an alert for that as well, and then we'll see how we progress. I want to see EU kind of hold this lower high here on the 1 hour. If we breach above this lower high here on the 1 hour, then there's a high chance that we're most likely going to keep rallying for EU. But for the time being, the price that we're getting, the market that we're getting, are very lower time frame focused price swings. So instead of you obviously looking for the chunk of that weekly candles expansion, it's actually better for you to look for, you know, those smaller time frame plays, taking your quick 1 to 2s, 1 to 3s, even potential 1 to 1s. Hey, if your hit ratio is high enough, you can still be profitable with a 1 to 1 R&R. So don't let anyone fool you or tell you any differently. All of these things are possible. So just monitoring the DXY at the moment. It looks like we're only really going to get any real pushes come 130. That's what it really looks like. Yeah, definitely come 130. So if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Obviously, it does help the algorithms, does help this channel grow so that we can go out to more people interested in trading, more of the community, and let's just grow this channel together, guys. I want to, of course, if you are one of the first people on this channel, one of the first few subscribers, guys, hit me up, send me a message. I want to remember you for when this channel does grow, and we can have some private groups for just you guys that are here in the beginning. So if you do want to be here in the beginning, you know what to do. I reckon maybe my first 100 subscribers, do you know what I mean? We might have the first 100, the first 100, okay? Might create like a special group chat with that where you guys will get some private access to me and, you know, whatever setups that I'm doing and stuff like that. Also, guys, my Telegram is down in the description box below. Okay, you guys can subscribe to that. It's completely free. I do post a lot of chart setups. A lot of stuff that won't necessarily go on YouTube is going to be available on that platform also. So yeah, if that's something that interests you, you know where to find it. All right. USD JPY is currently pushing. There's a likelihood of gold coming down. Let's take a look at the SPX 500. See what the S&P is doing. Okay. So we've had quite a deep retracement there for the SPUs for the S&P. On the daily, we have just taken out this high low here on the daily, so there is chance for some bearish price action. Let's take a look at the weekly candle. Okay, weekly candle, push up, we've come all the way down, we've retraced. Fine. So this can actually go have another push, one more. Okay, it can push down one more time to the downside. It is possible. The GC is funny right now, people. This is definitely a 130 play. Okay. So in about, let's just say 18 more minutes, we should see a lot more price action, a lot more price movement. We can kind of work with. All right, cool. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all well. Obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to leave it inside of the chat box down below. If you have any chart analysis that you want me to go through to analyze, put that inside of the chat box and we'll go through that. At the moment, I am looking at the S&P 500 alongside gold for some potential moves. Obviously, it's important for us to understand that we need to look at the economic calendar to gauge when we're going to get the most volatility in the market. And for the time being, okay, we do have some high impact news coming out for the dollar and the CAD at 130. So yeah, that's the time where we're most likely to see some of these price swings and a little bit more volatility in price. So yeah, for now we're gonna chill. Okay, we're gonna chill until then because it doesn't look like we're gonna get much movement until 15, 16 minutes in 16 minutes time. So yeah, if you guys have any charts you want me to analyze, let me know. Any charts. I want to ask you guys a question. What's your favorite pair? What's your favorite pair? Let me know in the chat box down below. What's your favorite pair? What's your best pair? You can type it inside the chat box. Let me know. I'm looking at the live chat box right now. What's your guys' favorite pairs? Okay, so dollar does look like it is going to come down. I'm going to set some alerts for any price movements on the dollar, just so that I'm in the loop with everything that's going on. Looks like we've had a slight pullback here. We may potentially dip lower or push up higher into this imbalance and work inside of this structure. Okay, we do have this 1 hour imbalance inside of here with a New York session candle also. There is, structure is bullish, if you are, part of people that use trend lines, again, I don't have a problem with anyone's strategies. I don't want no internet beef. All right. If you are using a trend line, we've got this nice trend line forming here as well. So the dollar is currently bullish. We are getting higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So looking for a potential higher low formation to create another higher high. Okay. Keeping it stupid simple.
Brother, you stupid. Listen, respect my thing, yeah? That's not on no orange and chicken and fucking with a bit of broccoli on the side. That's not on your thing, bro. Don't ever question me like that again. Boy, young boy. Listen, yeah? Cutting the potatoes, putting in the salad, bro. You gotta know how to marinate your thing sometimes. You gotta mix and blend it, bro. You can't just be one dimensional, bro. You gotta up the standards, bro. Do you get it? You gotta up the standards, bro. Josh, look what's going on here. Look. You got the potatoes, you got the tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? Potatoes and tomatoes. Come on, bro. You can't get mixed with this. And Uncle Eddie said it's fucking shit. You fucking eat this egg with this fucking steak. Bro, with a bit of baked beans. Who's here? Look at my house, bro.
Do you guys know about Uncle Eddie? What do you guys think about Uncle Eddie? This is, you know what I mean? When he talks about the food, you gotta eat your eggs. So I mean, if you ain't eating your eggs, what you doing? I'm gonna make a post right now to IG. Okay, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, on all my socials, my Telegram, etc., just go to the comment section, the description box, sorry, and you can get involved through there. What's Hold on, let me do this again. What's happening, people? Currently live streaming New York session. If you do want to join me, I'm going to post a link. Just click on the link and join me. Currently live on YouTube with the people's Money Day. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. What do you guys think of Uncle Eddie? Oh, we've got here Kelm. Oh, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, dear. I thought it was 3 p.m. today. The news maybe I'm wrong. Do you mean red folder? Yeah, I mean the red folders. You like gold, but it's volatile. So EU or GU? Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Gold can be very volatile, but I feel like having some educational videos on my YouTube channel so that you guys can kind of understand that it doesn't matter what pair you're trading, doesn't matter what asset you're trading, they're all very tradable in a sense that if you break it down to a level where you're not overcomplicating it, you're keeping it very simple, it's very easy to understand, if you understand what I'm trying to say. You understand? All right, cool. What else? um what's happening, Mark? How are you doing, bro? You good? Gifts, how are you? Money day, money day. What's you guys' favorite pairs? Gifts, Mark. What's you guys' favorite pairs? Right, if you guys are in this live stream right now, chat to me inside of the chat box. Okay, we're waiting 10 minutes for the high impact news to come out. So right now you can see markets a bit stationary. So let's have a conversation. How's you guys' day? How's your weekend gonna be? What you guys got planned for the weekend? That's a real question. What do you guys have planned for your weekend? I need to figure out something to do for this weekend. Okay, so Mark said, would you recommend a new trader to stay away from gold whilst learning? No, I wouldn't. Because look, in my opinion, some of the hardest pairs to trade is gold. Okay, you'll make a lot of money with gold. Gold will rinse you as well. You lose a lot of money with gold. And especially when we look at the past 2 days, right? Don't worry, guys. Keep chatting in the chat box. I will get back to you guys. I'm reading slowly. Let me answer the question. So yeah, over the past 2 days, gold has literally come down 1,000 pips. 1,000 pips. I don't think you guys understand how ridiculous that is. 1,000 pips, right? That's a lot of pips. Now, for you guys to keep it simple, what I always say is try to understand where the weekly range is going to be. Where's most likely going to be the high or the low of the week. And all you need is one day out of 5 trading days to find a perfect optimal entry. Sometimes they're not perfect, okay? But that's all you need to find a move. And you can make your money that way. Literally, just keep it simple. Let me figure out what the weekly range is most likely to be. Are we likely to push to the upside or come to the downside, or push to the downside, sorry. Okay. And within this weekly range, let me try to find one day of the week where I can find a potential 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. That's it. Get your 3% for the week and you can be done. Okay. All right. So we got here. What else have we got here? Mark, I'm good, brother. Thank you. No worries, my bro. What do you think about the dollar in regards to news at 130? Okay, good questions. Let's go over to the dollar. So at the moment, I think you weren't here earlier when I was explaining the dollar, but it's fine. I'll explain it again for you. So the dollar is bullish. Keeping it simple, stupid. Okay, the dollar is bullish at the moment, especially when we look at things from the 4 hour picture. Obviously, from the higher time frame, it is bearish. From a swing perspective, it's bullish, right? So looking at the price action that we got yesterday, we had this very nice pullback. We took out the liquidity resting beneath this low here. We dropped down, played into this candle. Now you can look at this candle here on the 2 hour as well. It's a lot cleaner to see. And then we rallied off of the back of that. Okay, very, very simple. Keeping it stupid simple. Okay, we made a new high. We've now pulled back. Now, if we are going to continue this trend, ideally, structurally, you need to look for a higher low to then make a higher high. Okay, so right now we're going to get that pullback down into this 1 hour imbalance down here. This is all what I'm looking for. I'm trying to see what dollar will do once we get into this 1 hour imbalance. Are we going to get another rally? Okay, now because it is Friday, I'm going to also have a look at this weekly candle. Okay, now we could potentially close up a little bit closer to the body of this candle. It is possible. Okay, because usually what you will see is candlesticks, they have the bodies, they have a wick at the high, and they have a wick at the low. So down here we have a wick at the low, you have a wick at the high. So I understand that the weekly candle is not necessarily always going to finish so full. So if this weekly candle, if this is the dollar's weekly candles range, okay, where is it most likely to finish? I'll be happy if it finishes somewhere around here, maybe the 105 whole level. Okay, so I am bullish on the dollar to kind of give you a very elongated answer, but I am bullish on the dollar. Those are the areas that I'm looking out for the time being. I've set alerts. Obviously, guys, if you don't have alerts, get alerts. They're so useful. They are so useful. When you are trading 1,000,000,001 things, it's really hard to keep up to date with all of your pairs. Okay. All right. Next in the chat box, Gift says GU for me. Yeah, GU's great. GU's great, Gift. GU is really, really great. GU's a great pair when it wants to trade properly. You know, at the moment, let's take a look at GU for you, Gift. At the moment, if I zoom out on this picture, this just looks absolutely ugly to me. Okay, all of these price action. This is not normal GU price action. This is probably like the price action of like a pound Swiss. Yeah, this looks like, you know, one of those Sydney related pairs. You know, the Aussies, the NZDs. This is what that kind of price action looks like. So at the moment, it's not the best, but I am still bearish on GU on cable to come down. Obviously, we're working inside this candle area here. We do have this setup here. So I don't know if you guys have seen the setup, but this is the setup that I would like to take these shorts on GU. And remember what I said, right? Even if you can get a 1 to 2, look, that's far better than price going into profit. You don't take profits and it comes all the way back down to entry. Then you've got to battle the psychology to stay in the trade. Like, damn, I was looking at so much profit. Now I've just let price come all the way back down to entry, and it's like, what am I doing? So sometimes, yeah, if you are in your journey and you're progressing and you want to understand a little bit more about your psychology, feel free to take profits. TP1, take something. TP2, take something. If not, if you, as you progress and you have more of a mental fortitude to hold on to those positions, then you can close at a later date. That's fine. Okay. All right. Because when you first start, you know, it's helpful when you're seeing profit. Okay. So I would kind of advocate for most people to take profit TP2 at least. You know, 1 to 2 R&R, take that. You know, see your account in blue, see your account in green, and then you get that, you know, good feeling, that sense of, yeah, I can do this, you know, because sometimes that encouragement is needed. Okay, cool. That's the setup for GU. We'll see if it does play out come the news. Obviously, if you guys do want to set some limits, that's perfectly up to you. I'm not personally taking this trade at the time being, just because I don't like the price action on GU, but this is a valid setup. So, you know, we'll come back to it in 3 minutes and see if it does play out. All right, next in the chat box, Mark. Hey, big up, Mark. You're chatting a lot in the chat box. I like you, Mark. Mark said, I've been solely focusing on gold. That's fine. That's great. Gold is very difficult. Okay, you know, don't get too ahead of yourself just because price is trending. This is something a lot of people do wrong when they first start out, because when markets are trending, it's very easy to trade, guys. It's so easy. Like, come on. If it's bullish and it's just literally strictly going up, even when you look at the likes of Bitcoin, if I go to the 4 hour and we look at, let's just say you were trading Bitcoin, I don't know, somewhere here, okay? You were trading Bitcoin on this week. Come on. Boom, it's pushed up, it's pulled back. You call another buy, boom, it's pushed up. Now, where it's difficult to, trade assets that are not trending, and that's where it really takes skill. That's where you will be tested. Okay, so don't feel stressed out if you are taking some L's during periods of price consolidation or price doesn't know exactly what it wants to do. Always go to the higher time frames, the dailies, the weeklies, and see what price is doing. Okay, what else on here? Think Mark said, Kelm, think we were in one of one signal group together a while back. What's that? What's one of one signal group? What is that? Um, yeah, we were, Mark. Are you still in it, lol? Gift says, cheers, Josh. That's what I struggle with sometimes, not taking profits, then price reverses. Yeah, it's real. It's it's really real, and that's just what it is sometimes. So what I would suggest you try doing is, just taking some of the profits as soon as you see it. Just take something. But on the flip side, this is why trading will test your psychology and you will learn a lot about yourself. On the flip side, if you take your profits early and then you see price rally like crazy and it flies to TP 10, for example, is that going to affect you? That's what you got to ask yourself. So which one would you rather, the L or the TP? I would rather the TP personally. I don't care if price rallies for X amount of pips. At least I was in it for some of that weekly range. All right. Mark says, haha, nah, I left ages ago, was making no progress. Oh, that's sad to say, to hear, Mark. Well, look, this YouTube channel is free, Mark. Subscribe. Anyone watching this live stream right now, subscribe. The news has come out. Gold is dipping down a little bit. Right, let's focus on the charts here for a few minutes and I'll get back to the chat box. All right, we are pushing up ever so slightly on gold. UJ is also, sorry, we're pushing up on the dollar. UJ is also pushing up as well. All right, I'm monitoring dollar's price action to see if this does want to continue pushing up. Now, ideally, guys, I do just want to see this collapse. I want to see it keep going. Just keeping a buck with you. I want to see it keep going. Alright, just let me check what the data was for the news release. We had retail sales for the CAD. We have retail sales for the dollar as well. Oh no, we just had retail sales for the CAD. It says here. Let's see USD CAD. Yeah, let's take a look at USD CAD, guys. Let's take a look at USD CAD. I do like trading USD CAD from time to time. It's very symmetrical in terms of price. It's really easy to understand from a structure perspective, USD CAD. Okay, so a slight push up on USD CAD, but nothing crazy, even though we just had some high impact news for the Canadian dollar. Okay, you can see from that wick there, we've played into this 15-minute candle. This may potentially reverse, okay? Maybe we can work inside this 15-minute area for some potential buys if the dollar maintains its strength. Okay. Now look, let's take a look at USD CAD on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, price can actually drop down a lot lower. Okay, we do have areas sitting down below where price can mitigate from. Okay, next is the dollar. We have durable goods order. It's actually better than expected for the dollar. Okay. Yeah, durable goods order was better for the dollar on a month-to-month basis and also for April. The last thing that's left is in an hour and a half time, we're going to have the consumer sentiment, okay, for dollar. Let's take a look at US oil. See how that is reacting. Okay, so for those of you guys that don't know, okay, oil has an inverse correlation to USD CAD, right? If you are someone that is into the commodities market, you love trading commodities, that's perfectly fine, right? But make sure you're looking at USD CAD. Use USD CAD kind of like the DXY to gold or the DXY to Euro USD, for example, okay? It's a lot closer than looking at US oil and DXY directly, okay? That's due to the links between the CAD and oil, okay? So for the time being, US oil is bearish. Okay, we are coming down. Obviously, we've got lower time frame targets. There's a lot of liquidity resting beneath these lows. So for price to come down, it does make sense. Okay, if this does come down, that means USD CAD should push up, which also aligns with what we think for the dollar. So like there's just so many inter market relationships, and you can use all of these together to understand what your pairs are doing, right? You don't always have to look at things from a technical perspective. You can look at things from a fundamental perspective as well. You can read the news releases and see how, the market is going to react. Now, the other thing that I would say is sentiment. Okay, so market sentiment. I'm just giving you guys a lecture here. Listen, drop a thumbs up in the chat box if you are loving this lecture. But sometimes, right, you will get, let's just say NFP comes out and it was positive, so you expect the dollar to push up, right? But instead you actually see the dollar come down. Now, where price is going to go is a lot more complicated than just what the data is saying. And if it was that simple and the data came out good or bad, then everyone would just buy or sell the dollar depending on whether the news release was good or bad, right? There's this thing called market sentiment. So you've got to understand how other people, other traders, other investors are feeling about the news release. Okay. Now remember, everything in the market is down to each individual's interpretation. Okay, so someone might interpret the news as positive, but then they'll look at it from a 6 month period and be like, this is good right now, but in 6 months' time, this is actually detrimental. This is actually not good for the economy, right? So then from that perspective, you're actually going to see price, instead of it pushing up, for example, it starts coming down, right? So sometimes you've got to understand the whole scope of things. It's not always about looking at things from the 1 hour, from the 5 minute, the 1 minute. That's why I always advocate for looking at things from a higher time frame. Okay, understanding what the daily, the weekly structure is telling you, because look, daily swings are going to take weeks to form. Okay, weekly swings are going to take months to form. So if you are understanding things from that time frame, then you maneuvering your way through the lower time frames are a lot easier. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? Big up, big up, big up. I see the thumbs up in the chat box. Gift a mark. Big up, you guys. I was saying earlier that I'm going to create, for the first 50 to 100 subscribers, I'm going to create a private group chat where you guys are going to have access to me forever. Okay, forever. You guys can ask me personal questions and stuff like that. What do you think about this? And we can get it going, right? I want to really bless the people that are here from the jump, right? So yeah, subscribe. Let's take a look at the chat box, because I don't think price is really, market ain't really reacting that much off of the back of that news. Yeah, we haven't really had much. Now look, let me ask you guys a question, right? And I want you guys to answer this question. Okay. If we've had a week where price has moved 1,000 pips, right? And understand at the end of each day, the daily candle, or yesterday's daily candle closes, and the next day's daily candle opens. Okay. So we are on Friday. Today's Friday, right? If I'm not confused. Yes. I'm just messing about, guys. Today is Friday. Okay, cool. So today is Friday. We've had pretty much the bulk of this week, right? We've had 1,000 pips sell from Wednesday come. Now, what are the odds? What is the likelihood or the probability? I've had alert on DXY is dropping. Cool. What is the probability of price giving you another 500 pip move? Is it high or is it low? I want to see in the chat box. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know in the chat box. When I look down, yeah, guys, I'm actually reading the chat box because I've actually messed up the chat box here on the OBS. I'm still trying to figure out how OBS and stuff works. Mark, what's going on, bro? How could you miss it? Okay, you know what? Just for you, Mark, I'm gonna repeat it. So, as I was saying, you guys paying attention? You paying attention? Alright, cool. So we've had the high of the week. Okay, we've had this week where price has dropped down 1,000 pips. What's the probability? Is there a high probability or low probability of price giving you, let's just say, another 1,000 pips or another 500 pips? That's the question. That is the question to you. All right, let me look through the chat box whilst I wait for you guys to answer that. Okay, so that other group chat was a signal group that you joined. Okay. I mean, look, signal groups are cool. They're cool, you know. It's each and everyone to their own in terms of how they want to participate in the market. Like if you want signals, fine, whatever. Like that's fine. It is what it is. But obviously there's just a certain level of satisfaction and you feel really proud when you can finally look at these random lines on your chart and be like, I understand this. Like I don't understand why people don't want to have the same feeling. Like I actually get what Price is doing. I actually understand why Price went here and here. Right? The strategies may be different, but guess what? If you are profitable and you're making money from it, what's the matter? I don't care whether you're trading trend lines, you're trading support and resistance, you're trading market structure, you're using liquidity. I do not care, right? As long as it works for you and it fits your character, that's great. You know, why do we all have to beef or fight with each other? Like, I don't mind. All right. Yeah, Gift says he'll rather TP. Yep. Mark says, when you say USD CAD is easier to understand structure wise, can you please elaborate? Give me a second, Mark. I will get to you, bro. I will get to you. Let me see if you guys answer the question. Okay, Mark and Kelm said low. Exactly. I mean, it wasn't rocket science, but yeah, that is the answer. That's exactly what it is. So there's a sorry, there's a low probability here, guys, of price giving you a very volatile day. It's just very low, right? And off of the back of all the price action that we've seen, if you weren't able to obviously get involved with all of this, then price is not really going to give you much on a Friday. It's not really going to give you much. But guess what? In this market, anything can happen, okay? It's very unpredictable, so anything can happen. All right. Mark said, yeah, I'm completely out of signal groups, focusing on education only now. That's great. That's great, Mark. Look, I wish you all the best in your education. And if you have any questions, the comment section is there. You can reach out, ask me whatever questions you like. And when I set up this group chat, you're in there. Big up Mark, Gift, and Kelm. Chelm? If I'm saying your name wrong, please let me know. All right. That's where I want to end up, lol. Understanding everything. Exactly. Okay? Exactly. Gift said dollar on the downside. Yes. Yep, dollar is on the downside. Right, UJ is kind of reacting as well. We are approaching this 1 hour imbalance, so I want to see price progress from here. Let's take a look. Let's see what happens. GU is also pushing up. There may be a trade on GU, guys. If the dollar, pardon me, if the dollar does push up, right, from that 1 hour imbalance, there may be a trade for GU. Okay, USD CAD has played out of that 15-minute candle. It is dropping. I will come back to your question on USD CAD. Okay, just bear with me. Where's GBP USD? Should be here somewhere. What's going on with GU? Show me GU trading view. All right, cool. So GU is pushing up at the moment. Okay, I'm gonna set one more alert for GU. Now, to be honest, guys, I don't really have a trade set up for gold. This price action is not indicative of anything that's high probable. It is most likely going to push up, rally, but I don't have a clean area to, let's just say, take a buy from. And to be honest, I don't want to sell gold after all the price action. Sorry, I don't want to buy gold after seeing all the price action that we've just recently had. Okay, so I might look at GU for the rest of this stream. So I'm just going to change my chart over to GU. And I'm going to change USD JPY over to Euro USD. Alright, that's the setup for some potential shorts on pound dollar with a 25 pip stop, 250. Okay, so that's what we're currently looking at right now. Okay, to kind of target the wick that price just created off of the back of that. I believe it was some news for the pound in the morning. Okay, it's around a 1 to 2 R&R. Okay, so it's not too bad, not too shabby. Oh, the second time was right, like Kelmsford, but just Kelm. Okay, Kelm. Cool, cool, cool. I got you. I got you. I got you. And Mark, yeah, when you have the GC ready, I'm there. Sick. Gift says I'm thinking of shorting pound dollar. Okay. Okay. What's your reasons? What's your reasons to shorten cable? I'm intrigued. Why do you want to sell cable? Why do you want to sell GU? Tell me. Listen, shout out to all of you guys that are on the live stream right now. I really appreciate all of you guys for joining me in the session. You know, liking the live, commenting, having a conversation with me, you know. That's just what it's about, you know. I appreciate you. What is it? Is it heart or is it I know the some of the Asians they do this. Yeah, big up you guys, man. All right, cool. You know, trading is not very glamorous, guys. I'll be so real with you. You know, it's not very glamorous. It's just pretty much sitting at your desk or your setup and trying to ascertain where price is most likely to head to next. Now, one thing that you are gonna see me. No, that's not how you say Chelmsford. We will get there in the end, though. Lol. Nah, you're right. So it's Chelmsford. Chelmsford. So Kelm was wrong. So it's Chelmsford. So Chelm. Thinking. Gift says thinking of imbalance to the downside on the 4 hour. Okay, let's take a look, bro. Let's take a look. Okay, DXY is pushing up ever so slightly. Imbalance on the 4 hour. What, this imbalance here? Is it this one here, bro, or is it one lower? Let me know. Yes, that's right. Chelm. Okay, Chelm. Chelm. It's a bit hard for me to say that, I'll be completely honest. Chelm. Cool. What else? Yeah, first one you pointed out, gift. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, it's valid. It is valid, to be honest with you. It is valid. It is valid. It's just right now with how strong pound dollar's been, you know, in comparison to the likes of Euro USD, it's just really annoying. Because, like, in the ideal world, I prefer to trade GU just because of the volatility. I like it when price moves. I don't really like slow price action. I'm just gonna keep setting alerts just so that this is also something I would say for you guys to do as well. Just keep setting alerts. You don't want to miss when price moves or when price does something. All right, so I sent out this chart setup for Bitcoin, BTC USD inside of my Telegram group, guys. This does look like a good area to go long on for Bitcoin. However, we can actually dip lower, take out these lows, okay, and play out of a much more discounted price to then go long, right? But obviously, when you are trading, you want to go with your first area first, and if that becomes invalidated or hits your stop loss, then you can look for your second area, okay? All right, let's look at price action. Gift, I hear you. Gift says just like not Kelm, Chelm and Mark. I'm also trying to learn and take education seriously. Yeah, my bro. No, like I commend you. Big up. That's it. Just keep going. Like one thing I would say is understand that in this game, it's it's not that simple. Okay, but it's your job to keep it simple when you have so much information out there, so many details you need to pay attention to, so many variables can happen. It's your job to actually simplify it, and that's one of the most biggest kind of advices that I'd give is simplify your trading to the best of your ability, right? If you have a strategy, simplify that strategy. Maybe you only trade one window of the day. Maybe you trade from 1 to 2 p.m. GMT, or maybe you like to look at the Asian session. Just keep it simple like that and work on getting consistent, just doing just that. All right. Chelm says, what I find hard is working out how to mark the charts. What do you mean? What, like just drawing stuff on the chart and stuff like that? Is that what you mean? Oh, my camera is gonna die soon, guys. Don't worry, if my camera dies, I'm still here. Okay, Chelm says using all the tools and how to use each tool and what they mean when marking the charts. Okay, you know what? What I can do is I can make a how to set up your trading view tutorial. I can do that as well. If you guys do like my trading view, or I'll show you how to pretty much set up most things. Again, trading view is just like looking at the markets. You have so many tools, but you don't need to use all of them. Just simplify it. Just find what you like to use, and that's it, right? To be honest, I have my favorites toolbar here. This is pretty much all I use. Okay, I don't use anything else. Everything that I need is here. Okay, you've got the trend line tool, you've got the horizontal ray, you've got the short position, long position, obviously when I'm looking to enter a position. You've got the rectangle if I want to mark out, let's say, an imbalance, for example. We've got an arrow if I want to point to a certain area or direction. Dollar is coming down with some. Okay. Okay, so we've hit 50% of the half hour imbalance. I'm looking on the right side here, guys. This might be too small for you to see, but I am looking. Let me make this bigger for you guys to see. Okay, so what's happened? We just hit 50% of this half hour imbalance. Okay, so there's a lot of tips I'm giving out here, guys, but when you are looking at your key areas, okay, or your point of interest, your POIs, right, you want to look at the start of it or the open, right? You want to look at 50%. Those are the areas you need to look out for. Okay, so depending on how price is reacting out of those areas can actually give you an indication of what price is likely to do next. And as you can see, I am spamming alerts as usual because I want to know exactly what's going on. So like I said to you guys, G is the only trade setup for this PM that I have for the time being. So I'm trying to wait to see when we get to that area and how we're going to react. Okay, but price is currently holding. It's not really trying to push up to that entry level. GJ is pushing up. Okay. GJ is also a really good pair to trade, guys. You know, GJ is also a really good pair. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten your question on USD CAD, Mark. I will get to you right before I end this live. I will get to you. Don't worry. What was I going to look at? Let's take a quick look at gold. All right, quick water break. So as I was explaining before, really quickly before we look at gold, everything I need is here. We've got the arrow tool, we've got a path tool, we've got a price range. Okay, so if I want to quickly just measure how far prices move, so from where I've clicked to down here is 1,104 pips. Okay, and then I've got my trusty fib tool if I want to measure out like a price swing, whatever standard stuff. Okay, so at the moment, right, we are seeing a little bit of bullish price action from hitting 50% of that 1 hour candle. We are pushing up ever so slightly. Hold on, let me just reply to this message I just got. All right, cool. Yeah, so these are all the tools that I use. Let's take a look at gold and how it's reacting from the dollar at the time being. All right, so you see this price action here, guys. Not a fan. I thoroughly dislike this kind of chopping and changing, going up and down, going up and down, going up, and it is not for me. Okay, not a fan whatsoever. So we're gonna leave gold for now. Let's go back to GBP USD. Let's have a quick look at the S&P 500, the SPOOs, see what it's doing. All right, nothing much. We'll come back to the indices when their market opens, which is at 2:30. GU. All right, cool. It's almost as if dollar wants to push up from this area. Pardon me. Let's take a look at this on the 1 minute. Yeah, it's almost as if it wants to push up from here. Let me have a quick look at the seconds chart. Look at the 5 second chart. Look at it from a line chart. Okay, ideally, okay, we need to see this kind of break this high here. Okay, if we break this high, then there's a high probability. Remember, everything is about probability. There's a higher probability of us pulling back and then continuing. Okay, that's what I see so far for this 1 hour area if it's going to hold. Okay. All right, let's see the chat box. Gift is with ABG Uni. Loads of education on there. Big you up, Gift. I see you're always interacting inside of that platform as well. Listen, see people like you, see students like you, people that actually want to learn like you. I have a lot of time for people like you that want to put in the work. I appreciate you because I was one there 5 years ago. All right, Mark said, "Oh, haha, all good, brother. Brother, I appreciate it. No worries, my bro. I'm still learning on what I think you mean what on what you're going through, anyways. Yeah, literally. All you gotta do is listen in. That's all you've got to do, bro. It's just listen in. All right, let's monitor this GU trade for the rest of this session. We're gonna give it another half hour. If nothing progresses, then we'll move on to the indexes. Okay. Have you guys traded indices before? Let me know in the comment section. Have you guys ever looked at indices before? Yeah, have you guys looked at indices before, or ever looked to trade indices? They're quite volatile indices, especially the likes of US 30. They will absolutely, do you know what I mean? If you're not on the right side of those and you're not using correct risk management, you will get burnt. Give said, nah, not me. Chelm says, no, not yet. Mark says, no, I haven't as of yet. Okay, that's cool. I mean, you guys can stick to your main pairs that you like to trade. That's totally fine. But sometimes it's good to kind of look at other assets and see how they move because it might actually be more suitable to your personality, right? Some pairs, some people they prefer volatility. I'm not too sure who said they like gold. Was it Mark? I think it was Mark that said they're a fan of gold. Okay. Some people they love gold, right? And they will use gold all the time because of the volatility. But gold might not be working with them because for whatever reason, right? They're not understanding how gold is moving from a price action perspective. But then they look at the likes of US 30 and then they're like, ooh, I really like this. Once it goes, it really goes. And that's what I like trading. So these are all things that you can look at. Chelm said, trying to concentrate on just a few whilst learning. Okay, what are those pairs you're looking at, Chelms? What are those pairs that you're looking at the moment? What are those pairs you're looking at, Chelm? I want to know all of you guys' pairs. So we've had gold. Chelm said, how long did it take you to get it where you could just sit back and relax? I reckon if you give yourself, whoops, that's my 2 o'clock alarm. If you give yourself a good 3 to 6 months of just pure dedication, so consuming as much content as possible. Obviously, if you are going through any paid services, making sure that you are actually taking advantage of those paid services. Because what happens is a lot of people, when they do get paid services, they kind of 50-50 it. Right? Go through as much content as you can. Look, I'm providing content on YouTube for free. I'm providing outlooks for free. You can listen to my live streams, listen to and watch my videos. You're going to pick things up. You know, I'm going to say things where you're like, wow, that actually can help me. You know? So, yeah, I'd reckon if you give yourself 6 months of just actual dedication, but if you want to take your time with it, this can take 6 months to a year. Now, in terms of profitability, I'd say, look, give yourself at least a year before you expect yourself to get to the level of profitability because there's many stages. You have the drawdown stage, you have the break even stage, and then you have that barrier where it's profitability. So you're profitable but you're not really that profitable. And then you've got the okay, I'm very confident in what I'm doing. I understand price, etc., etc. Okay? I will always bring it back to the practice. I will always bring it back to the charts. You know, I am a big fan of technical analysis. That's what I enjoy doing, etc., etc. Okay. Chelm said gold, EU, GU. If I look at too many at once, I will get confused. Yes, that is true. Okay, and Chelm, because you've said that, I'm now going to move on to my next tip. So, look, you don't need to trade GU and EU and gold, right? And the reason why I say that is because, look, they are all dollar cross pairs. Okay, so if the dollar is strong, they're all going to come down. Maybe they're going to come down at different rates, but they're all going to be a sell. Do you understand? You don't want to get into a trade where you've taken a sell in EU, taken a sell in GU, and guess what? You've taken double the loss if it goes against you, right? So it's good to have other pairs, you know, whether they move inversely to each other. So for example, you've got USD CAD and Euro USD, right? When one's moving up, one's moving down. And then you've got the likes of Euro AUD, Euro against the Aussie. That's not dollar related. So you can find other setups where you wouldn't find on, for example, these majors, right? So it's really, really good, to have, look, for example, I'll give you some pairs, right? Through all my years of experience. A pair like AUD JPY. I used to love this pair. Okay, very clean. AUD JPY can give you very nice readable entries. Okay, you can play this pair on the lower time frame. You can play this pair on the higher time frame. Okay, I tend to enjoy using AUD JPY for like the intraday stuff. So I may potentially have a 1 hour area. I'll go down to, let's say, a half hour, 15 minute, 5 minute, find my entry, get in, get out, bish bash bosh. Okay. Gift says that's a good tip. Didn't cross my mind at all. Yeah, that's the thing. These stuff, they don't cross your mind until you've actually put in the time, and to have someone that actually gives you all these tips, so you don't waste years trying to find the answers. Which is why I say for you guys to actually take in as much information as you can, because look, whether you're paying for it, you get what you pay for. So I'm always a firm believer in paying for something that's a high quality, even if it costs more. It's going to last longer, right? That's how I see it, right? If I want to buy, I don't know, if you want to build a house, right, and you've got a choice of straws, wood, or brick, do you know what I mean? Like, yes, the straw is the cheapest option, but you'll get blown away. The wood is great. It's a mixture of, medium, so cheap, but it's also a little bit costly. But guess what? If there's, I don't know, like a flood or something, it's still not structurally sound. So I would rather pay for a brick house, for example, where my foundation is solid. There's not going to be any water damage. There's not going to be any leaks. I'm going to be a lot more comfortable in that, and it's going to last longer. Okay, that's kind of how you should look at it in terms of looking to pay for a service, right? Invest in your education. I did too many years ago. So you get what you get. You get what you pay. For example. All right, going back to cross pairs. So with cross pairs, so look, AED currently, I don't know. Let's take a look at this. So in the past 4 hours has been pushing up. Right, GU in the past 4 hours has also been pushing up, I believe. Maybe this isn't the best kind of example that I need to give you, but essentially what I'm saying is they're not always going to be doing the same thing. There might be a setup available for GU for a sell, for example, but then AJ, there's not going to be a setup for a sell. Vice versa, because it allows you, let's just say GU, your most high probable trade setup for GU was on a Wednesday, but then your most high probable trade for AJ was on a Tuesday. So now, remember what I said, you've got to literally look at the weekly candle, see the range, the potential range for that week coming ahead, and literally find one day where you can grab some of that weekly range's move. That's it. That's literally it, guys. That's it. That's it. That's it. Um. Thank you. Thank you, Chelm. I'm already learning lots more with you. Good tip. Look, man, appreciate you guys. You're making this live stream definitely a lot more enjoyable. Obviously, I wish there was actually a lot more price movement to kind of show you guys some potential entries and look at some live executions and stuff like that. So that we can take trades together, win together, lose together. Don't forget, we are going to take losses, guys. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. That's just what it is. All right, cool. We have. What are you guys doing for the weekend, by the way? What are you guys doing for the weekend? Oh, my battery's going to die. I've got 10% left charge. Hold on. Maybe I can put it on charge whilst it's recording. Give me a sec, guys. Okay. Are we all good? Let me check. Okay, we look good. We look clean. All right. What you guys doing for this weekend? Gift said he's going to Wembley. What's going on in Wembley? Is it the who's playing? Mark says quiet tonight, then Hampden for Scottish Cup final tomorrow. Oh, okay. Okay, okay, okay. Damn, you guys got a lot more going on than I do. What's going on? I need to get out of here and stop looking at the charts all day. Who's playing Gift? Unite. Obvious. How could I forget? It's the FA Cup final. Duh. United versus City. City. FA Cup final. Who do you think is gonna win? Who do you think is gonna win that? Chelm says I go on holiday on Monday, so just chilling. Where are you going, Chelms? Where you going? Mark says, or maybe we should be staying inside to look at charts so we can be where you are, says Mark. Hey, Mark, listen, don't rush this. It takes time, but I hear what you're saying. Gift says City, but I'm a United fan. You know them ones there, bro. You know them ones there. Like, you don't even want to get confident in United winning, but you know what it is, right? If there's any team that can upset a big team, it's always been United. Like any team where you don't know, like United will lose to like Burnley or Sheffield or like these really lower tier teams. But then against the top four, they tee up, they turn up, they're ready for business. So we'll see, we'll see. I might go to a pub. Yeah, I might go to a pub restaurant. Watch that with a couple of my mates. See how that goes. Chelm says just a seaside break in the UK, not the best, but it's a break. No, no, no. Listen, don't ever downplay where you're going. Like if you are taking the time out to go and enjoy something, whether it's in this country or out of the country, it's still great. Like UK actually has some decent seasides, but you've definitely got to travel to them. That's the only thing. You've definitely got to travel. Um, Mark says hard to see past Man City at this point. Yeah, like Man City have actually done something that's unprecedented, and I feel like because we've seen them win so much over the past 5, 8 years, we're thinking like it's normal. But what they're doing is actually unheard of. To win the PL back to back, 4 times in a row. I mean, we might as well become the Farmers League. This might as well be another PSG, a PSG team. Uh, Chelm says, I'm Arsenal, so I'm cheering on Man U. They stopped us winning the league. Lol. Nah, 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 nah. United did not stop Arsenal winning the league. Arsenal lost. What was the team that Arsenal lost to that kind of put them in a bad position? But the rival is real between United and these top four teams. Aha! City. Okay, so we're still waiting for this move so far. Dollar is still holding. It's not in a rush to go anywhere, guys. It's really not. We have 20 minutes, okay? Yes, we have 20 minutes till stock open. So I'm gonna start to turn my attention over to the S&P 500. I preferred the TVC one. Never mind. That is too gappy. Was this TVC? Those I used to be a heavy stock market trader, guys. I used to heavy trade S&P 500, US 30, even the NAS 100 and the DAX. I used to love them. I used to love them. I think I can even show you on the chart when I actually started trading them. I think I was trading them here. Yeah, it was around, yeah, here was when I started trading the stock market, right? It was around 2022. Like 2022, 2021, the moves you were getting were so clean, so crisp, so predictable, so readable. And during that time period with the whole COVID thing and what was happening, and you know, it was very kind of understandable and readable to know where price was most likely to head to next. It was a really really good time when we reached all time highs here in 2021. Once we've actually made all time highs, there's no data to the left. So how I look at the market is we use data to the left, okay? We use historical data to understand what's going to happen or to gain a better understanding of what's going to happen in the future. Okay, so without historical data, once we're reaching all-time highs, I tend to shy away from buying that asset or that instrument. I tend to look to sell them because once we are at this high, there's only one place you can go, which is down. Like there's only so high you can go. So eventually, if you keep looking for sales, the sales will come. And the industry, pardon me, I can't even speak, guys. I've been speaking for too long. Give me a second. The interesting thing about the market is when you are buying, it's progressive, but when you are selling, it's a collapse. It's a slap, right? Selling is, in my opinion, okay, far more enjoyable than buying. Buying is like when you're going up the stairs, 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. You know what I mean? But then when you're selling, it's a slip and slide. Okay, like look at this sell here. Flash. Obviously, that's when the whole COVID thing first started, etc., etc. But look how quick, the downturn was. Right. Then we obviously had a rally back up, but look, it's like a staircase. Goes up, makes a high low, high 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 low, high 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 low, high high. When we are selling, we are coming down with a lot more vim. It's a lot faster. It's a lot more aggressive than when you are in a buy market. Let's take a quick look at GU's progression. Dollar's not getting out of this range. Okay. Yeah, Charm says Aston Villa killed it for us. To be honest, with our old manager, yeah, that's just what it is. Yeah, it was Aston Villa you guys lost to. Yeah. Gift says, yeah, taking its sweet time. We got more news at 3 p.m. Right? Yeah, we do. We have the Michigan consumer sentiment. Okay. Um, US dollar remains under pressure after durable goods orders surprise stronger. Fine. Dollar holds firm as traders trim US rate cuts bets 1 hour ago. But this, let's take a look at this. Okay, the US dollar remained under pressure near session lows against major currencies like the euro and pound, whilst pushing higher against the Japanese yen, Swiss franc, after durable goods orders came in stronger than expected for April. USD euro climbed to a new intraday high above 1.0840, and GU remained buoyant near session highs of 1.2725. The Census Bureau said durable goods orders rose to 0. This is all the same things I literally just read out. You're not really telling me anything new. All right. It looks like we may get a potential entry on this GU move. Mark says, yeah, is there a difference between TVC and Owanda? Yeah, so they're pretty much just providers, okay? Like, look, let's look at GBP USD, right? So all of these guys, they're brokers, okay? So brokers, they're all going to have their own feed, right? But the feed is the live market. However, okay, sometimes some feeds are going to be a lot more closely related to your broker. So for example, if you're on IC markets, then just click on IC markets. Then if you're on MT4, MT5, it's literally mirror. It's like for like. Because sometimes, right, different brokers, they might have how they'll count their pips and stuff might be off by like 2 pips, 3 pips. And that can be problematic if you are entering with a very high lot size and a very low stop loss, for example, right? However, if you're not, then it's not really a big deal. Each have their own pros and cons, okay? For the most part, I tend to stick with forex.com, but then I notice some inconsistencies with them. If I want to look at the longest market data, so I want to see as much historical data as possible, I use ICE markets. ICE markets has like, sorry, not ICE markets. ICE data services has like data from 1990s. You know, if I even click on them now, okay, dollar is pushing up a little bit. Look, I'll show you guys. Let's go to the weekly and let's look to the left. We'll give it a chance to load. Let's go to the monthly. So, look, ICE Markets has data from 1971. 1971, right? So, during 1971, you know, the pound to a dollar was 2.6. Boy, I would love to be alive in those times, boy, because what? 2.6? Wow, that's crazy, right? And if we look at GBP USD for, let's say FXCM, FXCM is pretty good as well. Okay, FXCM still got the exact same data. Let's see forex.com. Okay, cool. See, with forex.com, they've only got data from 2006 available. Now, obviously, you don't need to look that far back, obviously, but just to go to show you guys the differences between these different feeds, it's all pretty much the same thing, but some will provide you with more data than others, and how the candles print may also be slightly different. Okay, so sometimes if I'm noticing some inconsistencies, I'll go on GU on multiple feed providers and see if it's actually the same. Okay, if it's consistent. Alright, we've had a slight push up there for the dollar. This is a very tight range, very, very tight range. Okay, we've got the higher the range, the lower the range. Okay, I'll just mark this out. Okay, cool. We've got the higher the range here, the lower the range there. We're consolidating, right? So until I see some sort of a break, either to the upside or to the downside, I don't want to get involved. Mark said, yeah, I've struggled with that myself when price reaches an all-time high. Yeah, exactly that. Give says, I think my problem is micromanaging trades. Okay, I've got a very good tip for that. I need to make a series on TikTok or something with all of these tips, guys. If you're not following me on TikTok, make sure to follow me on TikTok. If you go to the description section inside of this live stream, you'll be able to find my TikTok. It's just JD Trades, same as my YouTube, same as my Instagram, same as everywhere else. Okay, so a good tip to micromanage trades, okay, if you want to stop doing that, enter your position and turn off the phone. It's crazy, I know. I know, it's crazy, but enter the position and turn off the bomber ass phone. Okay, if you find yourself still looking at it, delete the app. Delete the app when your trade has reached TP1 or TP2, then you can obviously monitor it. Okay, another tip for that, yeah, guys, is try to use a web trader. Okay, it's a lot more professional, right, and it's better, right, than using the MT4 or 5 on your phone, for example. Okay, it might be worth you guys getting it up on a laptop or on a computer and just using a web trader to enter your buys or your sells. Mark says, explain very well, thank you. No problem, bro. Happy to help. Gift with the laughing emojis. I know it seems a bit backwards, and quite frankly, it's very scary. But that's what you need. You need to take that power away from you. You need to take that control away from you. You need to take away the ability for you to kind of micromanage your trade. See, that you will eventually grow out of micromanaging. You will grow out of it eventually. You do. Eventually, you do grow out of it. Don't worry about it. It just takes time. All right, we're not in a rush to go anywhere, so Another thing, guys, right? Here are some timings for you guys to pay attention to. 1:30. Okay, so I'm using UK time. Okay, so 1:30 GMT, 2:30 GMT plus one now because it's summer. Okay, these timings there's usually an injection of volatility. There's an injection of volume. So price usually either moves up or down a lot more energetically than what it's currently doing now. Okay, then you've got 8:30. Okay, and 1 p.m. New York Open. So if you are looking for a move, or let's say you're potentially in a trade setup, right? And let's say you're scalping, for example, and damn, it's almost gonna be 1:30. It's almost gonna be 2:30. Let me get out of the positions. Okay, let me take some profits here. If price looks like it's gonna come back to your entry and you're near around these periods of time, yes, on the flip side, it might go to your target, but on the other hand, it might fly all the way down to your entry or to loss. Okay, still hitting alerts, but we're not really in a rush to head anywhere. It's a little bit annoying, but I suspect in 7 minutes we're going to get some moves. Yeah, but yeah, like I said to you guys, price has done a lot. For most of this week, it's done a lot, especially when you look at the likes of gold, and it's moved a lot. So we don't need to expect, okay, for it to continue moving. That's just not realistic. It's not high probable either. All right, just working with the dollar at the moment. Yeah, yesterday's PMI news caused a lot of moves. Yeah, yesterday's PMI was causing havoc. Was causing havoc. All sorts of problems. Yeah, that PMI news was like, I don't want peace. I want problems always. All right. So it looks like we are getting closer to that GU entry. Let's take a look at this. All right, pardon me. So, ideally, yeah, guys, I'm looking for a reaction, right? Understanding the overall move, especially looking at things from the 4 hour picture, from the daily. It doesn't look like this may take out the low per se, at least not this week. So within this entry, we might just get a reaction. Okay, it might be 20 pips, it might be 15 pips. We'll see. Okay, so we're now at the entry right now. Okay, dollar is coming down progressively. So I'm still not entering just yet. Now, obviously, guys, you can literally just enter off of the back of that. That's perfectly fine. But for me, because of the price action that we've had most of the week, like I need some more evidence to kind of get into a trade. Like most of the week's trading is done. You know, it's actually done. So I want to see price break this low. If price can break this low and we get a test, I'll be interested in going short for GBP USD. Whoops. The pound is strong at the moment as well. If you are inside of APG, there has been a GU short hit TP1 called out as well. So let me know if you guys caught that. That's a pretty decent move. I'm just setting some alerts. Alerts, alerts, alerts. Alerts, alerts, alerts. If you guys are new inside this live stream, welcome, welcome. Use the chat box if you want me to analyze any pairs that you may have. Whether it's GJ, USD, Swiss franc, whatever it may be, just let me know inside the chat box. I will, of course, give you a helping hand. Don't forget to drop a like, and if you are new, subscribe. Subscribe. It's free. Okay, Gift is saying that he's caught a short on GU. Okay. Let's see how it plays out, bro. At the moment, I'm not in this GU short just yet. Welcome to the live, guys. Welcome to the live. If you have any questions, feel free to put it inside the chat box. Oh, Gifts is saying in the chat box he caught the GU short, but is looking for a re-entry. Okay, bro. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. So we're almost about to break out of this range for the dollar. Let me just show you on the bigger screen. Okay, so we are breaking out of this range here. Almost. Let's see if we break out of the range. Like, we've been stuck in this consolidation since, boy, almost an hour ago, really. Alright, we've got 40 seconds to the stock open. Remember everything I told you guys. S&P 500 is moving. DXY is moving lower. S&P 500 is on the up. Okie dokie. Like, I wouldn't mind taking a very, very small position on GU if it looks good. Smooth 52.84 has come down. Okay. Well, the stock market is being a lot more volatile than the currencies, which is to be expected. There is a higher probability of this actually pushing up. Obviously, if we look at things from the 1 hour, we've got this massive imbalance. We've got this 1 hour candle to work inside of. So in terms of going long, it does look slightly more probable. Okay, Bitcoin. What has Bitcoin been doing so far today? Bitcoin might actually be good to trade this weekend, guys. Most of you have probably never weekend traded, but BTC might be an interesting one to look at come this weekend. Okay, GU is continuing to push up. I'm not surprised, to be honest. Let's see. We are still inside of this candle here. Okay, so we could potential, like, the entry potential is still there, guys. But there's nothing to scream about just yet. Okay, let's see how the dollar's going to react out of this range. Okay, out of this consolidation. Let's see how the dollar's going to react. Let's take a quick look at gold. What's gold been doing? Okay, gold's rallying. Interesting. Let's go back to GU. GU is the focus for this afternoon. Alright, let's see. Okay. We're starting to look a little bit more progressive for GU. I'm slightly getting a bit enticed. Alright. We've also played into that candle there for the dollar. Take a look at the half-hour candle. It's not a bad closure. Okay. Fed speech incoming. Is it a Fed speech? I don't think it's a Fed speech, bro. Price action is looking good for GU. Price action is looking better for GU. Obviously, this all depends on the dollar. What it's going to do now that it's dipped below of the range, it's now tested back into the range. Let me go on a bigger screen. It's tested back into the range, okay? So it can actually drop lower from here, or it can use this as the liquidity sweep for the lows to actually push up and take out the highs. Now, for the trade setup to actually play out, we need to see it push up and take out the highs. So I'm anticipating. This structure doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. Obviously, I want to remind you guys these are low probable markets. So if you are going to take this trade, just risk something literally negligible. It's not anything crazy. If you take GU trade, would you likely hold over the weekend? No, I don't really tend to hold trades over the weekend, gift, to be honest. Not really. I think I've probably held trades over the weekend. I can probably count it on both of my hands over the years, yeah. I can count on both of my hands how many times I've held trades over the weekend. I don't tend to do it. I just don't tend to do it. If we don't get any price movement by 3, I'm probably gonna lock this live stream off then. We're progressing. We're progressing. Kind of sitting around entry. Okay, dollar's getting out of this range. It's a pretty nice push. Yeah, gift. It is the bank holiday. Yeah. All right. Cool. So that's what I'm kind of looking at for GU. Sorry, for the dollar. We're still in this range though, guys. S&P is not really doing anything either. It's just very low probable day. G does look like it's just gonna drop off from here. Let's see. If you did take the trade right from the top, or when we were at entry, that's fine as well. But like I said, because it is a low probable day, I want to see a little bit more confirmation before I enter a trade. Just keeping my eye out for that dollar. Chelm said, "What is a web trader?" It's basically MT4 or MT5, but on your computer. So it opens up like a website. Literally, it's like a tab. All right, new 15-minute candle is about to close in the next 2 minutes. And in the next hour, gonna close in the next 17 minutes. Hour candle. Currently forming a doji, which is okay. Let's see how dollar reacts inside of this area I've marked out. Let's wait for this candle to close. Alright, remember, new 15-minute candle is inbound. New 15-minute candle is inbound. Eight seconds. Alright, new 15-minute candle open. So remember, when a new candle opens, it's got to form the high and the low of that candle. Okay, so why I was keeping an eye out for the 15-minute candle open is, for example, if you're in this trade, then price needs to form the high or the low of the candle. So remember, as I said on the daily or the weekly, there's going to be the high or the low of the week, okay, with that wick that forms. So it's exactly the same thing here. So I'm trying to see what price is going to do in these next few 15 minutes, but this area is holding quite well for the dollar. I might be interested in getting to this trade, guys. Like, what's going to be more ideal is if we actually break this low here and then go for a test. That's what's going to be more probable. Even on EU, we're getting a somewhat decent rejection there. We're still in this range, guys. Alright, setup is valid. Let's take a look at gold. Gold is coming down with some aggression. Alright. Taking a short on GU. See how it plays out. Alright, we're gonna monitor this for at least 10 minutes, see how it plays out, and we'll leave this trade running to potentially next week. But yeah, other than that, the rest is pretty much history, guys. We'll see if the dollar actually wants to leave this range. Alrighty. This is a bit of a slow burner, guys. It's a very slow burner. But I'd like to see the dollar progress higher, you know, at least a little bit. Obviously, we have this area that we need to get past, ideally. But this pullback here, it's made a new high. We can actually come back and test all the way back down again before going, or I'd like to see us rally through this area. So let's just see how that progresses. But other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you, bro. Free jewelry. Listen, money day, guys. Money day. I appreciate you all. Thank you for joining the live. I reckon I'm probably just gonna close things off there. Or should we wait for the news release to come out? What do you reckon, guys? Let me know. No, give me 1 second, guys. All right, Mark says let's wait. Okay, cool, Mark. We can wait for the news and see how it plays out. We've got T minus 6 minutes. All right, any questions you guys have, let me know whilst we're waiting. Mr. King says news. Oh, Mr. King, you decided to join us. Welcome to the live. Glad to see you in the chat. How you doing, my bro? You good? Mm-mm-mm-mm. We are pushing up ever so slightly. GU is also coming down. S&P looks like it's going up. No, it's coming down. Okay, interesting. Since we're focusing on GU for now, I'm not interested anymore. All right, so the play there on the 2 minute slash 1 minute is now complete. Okay, so in terms of this pullback, I was waiting for price to push up higher. I'm happy with that now. Now, this news may actually be the make or break of this trade. So let's see. Obviously, don't over leverage, guys. Give says dollar seems to be responding now. Seems to. Yeah, bro. Seems like it. Looking for a reaction. It doesn't mean it might give us, 75 pips, for example, but it could give us 25 pips. So that's what I'm kind of keeping my eyes up for. Mm, 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 mm. Mr. King says, yes, all good, bro. GU stressing me, though, not gonna lie. Why? Why is GU stressing you? Are you in drawdown? Like, what's going on? Talk to me, guys. If you guys are in the live stream right now, welcome. If you have any questions, shoot it inside of the chat box, okay? Yeah, shoot it inside of the chat box. Put it inside of the chat box. Okay, if you want any chart analysis, any pairs you guys are looking at, put it inside the chat box. I'll be happy to help. Obviously, drop a like on the live if you are enjoying it. Okay, 3 minutes, guys. Dollar is rallying. Let's see how GU reacts off the back of that. I'm low key starting to think maybe shorting Euro USD might have been a better option. Low key. I mean, to be fair, they've both done around the exact same amount of pips. Alrighty, let's check the chat box. Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened there. I don't know why the stream kind of lagged out for a second. Stream dropped off, had to refresh. Maybe my internet dropped out for a second. Let me check. Yeah, I dropped some frames. Yeah. I can see it here. 20 seconds. Okay, we're getting a pretty decent drop off for the dollar. It looks like this news release is gonna drive price lower. Euro USD is rebounding a little bit. S&P is rising now as well. Ooh, that's quite an aggressive push. Okay, I'm still holding the line, guys. Still holding the line. We've already entered this trade, so we've just got to wait and let it play out. There's no point in stressing about it. We've already got a stop loss, so if it hits stop loss, so be it. I told you guys earlier, losing is part of the game. So, as long as you got your stop loss in place, you're using adequate risk management, this is fine. Besides, price hasn't really done much anyways. Alright, I'll give it a few more minutes after the news release. If we don't get anything, then we'll just have to sit in. We'll just have to sit until we potentially get something. Okay, guys. Like, this is the problem with GU for pretty much the whole of last week and this week. Like, look at these hourly candles. Like, these hourly candles are so small. 14 pip hourly candles. Volume is so low right now. Chelm said, need some advice about what is the best setup. For example, PC laptops. Don't want to spend lots of money when I'm just starting out. Could you give me some advice, please? Thanks. So, Chelm, just a laptop's fine. You know, so that you could be mobile. You don't need to be in one stationary place. Just a laptop's fine. It doesn't have to be an expensive laptop either. It can just be a laptop that can run TradingView Obviously, any laptop runs, or most laptops, they run uh, the web, so you'll be able to access TradingView that way. But yeah, just keep it simple. Just keep it simple. So guys, this just looks like it's gonna take time to progress. Um, just leave the trade if you are in this. If you are in this with me, we just leave it, see what happens, and we move on from there. Obviously, there's TPs and stuff in place, so we'll just push on from there. We are currently holding this 2 minute area, so we could, break this high again. We'll just have to see how it progresses from there. But other than that, price action is okay. It's not the best. It's okay. So we'll just work with that. With that being said, guys, always remember theory behind the practice. I hope you have a blessed one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed this live stream and you want me to post some more live streams, if you want to sit through with me through a New York session, have a nice little chit chat, scout some trades, see what happens. Just let me know in the chat box if you enjoyed this, and I'll do my best to host some more live streams for you guys. And the thing is, sometimes it's just better for you to be quiet and focus on the chart and exactly what I'm seeing and how I'm going to take advantage of the potential moves. Sometimes it's better that way. So I'll try to space this out for you guys. Okay. Yeah, we've just got to leave this progress. It's not really doing too much. All right, big up gift. Sure. Thank you, bro. You too. Enjoy the cup final. There's a lot going on this weekend, isn't there? Next week is the champs, I believe. Yeah. Next week is the champs. Before I actually log off, let me just take a quick look at what gold is doing. Because the dollar's coming down. The dollar is really trying to go for the low. Okay. Yeah, this is just cluster. We're just wicking up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay. Alright, so yeah, let's just sit in this trade, see how it progresses. We've got our stop losses set, etc., etc. And we'll move on from there. Alright, next week I will most likely have a live stream for you guys, maybe on a Wednesday, maybe midweek, when most of price action is, doing its thing. And yeah, we'll see how it progresses. Other than that, see you guys in the next one.